And welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
We are recording this episode on December 17th,
which is
2021. It's a significant date. It truly is.
Why?
Because today is the day that we were supposed to be leaving for Las Vegas. Because, like the fucking idiots that we are, we actually believed that the Backstreet Boys were going to release a Christmas album and they were going to have a Vegas residency to support it. What a joke that was.
And then we're like, this is perfect. Like the last weekend, so we were going to do the 18th and the 19th. And then there was like a couple of shows before Christmas where we were going to come back. But Diane finished school today. So we're like, perfect. We'll have her car loaded up.
Yes.
Pick up Sophia. We'll get to the airport. We'll get on that plane. We'll go. And then it'll be amazing. We'll have this awesome time. And then they canceled it.
Yeah.
Months ago. Thankfully, I have to say though, they canceled it before we bought flights.
Okay, good.
So we didn't have flights. We just
some people had already bought flights because keep in mind these shows were set to start in November.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What month did they cancel again? It was sometime
September.
It was right after.
The day after your birthday. Remember?
Yes. That was wonderful. But they had also just done some other like mini Vegas thing with Nick and.
After party, right?
The one with AJ and Chris.
And no Chris. It was Nick Carter, AJ McLean,
Jeff Timmons,
Joey Fatone, and Wanye Morris. That was the original four. That was the first set that they did.
He's from Boyz II Men.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
So this.
Oh, that guy. I know him now.
He was in the holidays.
Yes. I thought his name was Yarn. I got confused. I couldn't pronounce it.
Yarn?
Yanye. How do you
pronounce it? Sorry. I think you said yarn.
Wanye. Yeah, no, I did say yarn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like Kanye with a W.
Okay.
But it's spelt differently.
It
has a little something you.
Yes, I was going to ask you guys how to.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so people had bought for the Christmas thing, and then this had come up, and then people were like, you know what? We're not going to go see Nick at this because it's expensive to go to Vegas, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to wait till the Christmas shows, and then we'll see all the boys and everything. And then, so that thing happened, and then the Christmas shows got all canceled, and then people were like, I'm missing Nick twice because I could have seen him then if I would have known. If I knew then what I know.
What I know now.
Anyways, so we hadn't bought things. We had just had the hotel room. Luckily, for some reason, we decided we would get a hotel that was refundable. So that was fabulous. And that
was just like an extremely good deal on a hotel.
It was super cheap because during the regular Vegas residency, the rooms at Planet Hollywood were something like $400 a night.
No, I remember why we did it like that. And we got the fully refundable ones because we weren't sure 100% at the time that we booked it, which dates we were going to go because we hadn't booked a flight yet. We were like, it's cool if we need to cancel one of the nights because we can it's fully refundable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so actually that was the very easiest part of this whole thing. It was like refund instantly. They're like, here you go. Here's your money back.
Woo,
like, right,
thank
cool,
you, Jesus.
Thank you. The Ticketmaster tickets were only supposed to take 30 days, took about 35 days. And then the fun part about buying something in a different currency is that even though they refunded us the full amount, I still lost about $70, $80 on the tickets due to the exchange rate at the time.
Oh.
So I am losing money by not going to this thing. And then whatever. I digress. It is what it is. Hopefully next year they'll have a Christmas album.
I literally the other day was laughing, thinking about how I thought the Backstreet Boys were going to release a Christmas album. I literally started laughing. I was like, remember when I thought that was real? That was hilarious.
Like back in like March and May, Howie's like, yeah, it's going to be all done by June and we're good and it'll be whatever.
They were like in the recording studio gaslighting us up. Like, hey,
yeah.
It's like,
oh, look, here's a picture of one of the lyrics. Oh,
I remember this.
Oh, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole thing. Because like, we're not supposed to be sharing this on social media.
So, I mean, you can understand why we felt a little misled.
Because they're just like, no, all those other years we told you we were going to release a Christmas album.
That was bullshit. This time we really are.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Nick
literally, let me tell you this, okay? Until I see a Christmas album literally released, like I don't even want to say, I won't say in my hand.
Because
I will say, like, you know, on Spotify or whatever. Until I see that
and press play
and hear it and like whatever, I will not believe it's happening.
Fair.
They can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Because we believe them, and they let us down.
I really started laughing. I was like, remember when I fell for that joke that they were going to release a Christmas album? What a dumbass I am.
I know.
Man.
Oh, you know what, guys? There's lots of other boy band Christmas albums you can listen to.
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah,
we have Hanson.
That's what we should do.
Degrees.
Yeah.
We should go listen to the NSYNC Christmas album this Christmas. Just out of spite.
Yes.
Fair enough.
If you're a Backstreet Boys fan. If you're an NSYNC fan, obviously you would listen to it all the time.
Because it's a good album.
Because it's a good album. But I mean, if you're a Backstreet Boys fan, you should listen to it solely out of spite.
Yeah,
there you go.
Just go buy some copies.
Let's you know what we should do? Oh my god, that would be so funny.
You know, like I love
all the Backstreet Boys fans should stream the NSYNC Christmas album like constantly to like get it to #1 just to spite the Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
Actually,
I wonder if we can like start that.
Make a petition. All right, everyone. On this day at this time, just fucking keep streaming.
Because as fans of boy bands all around, like I'm sure the NSYNC fans would be on board because like obviously, right?
Yeah.
And then like fans of other boy bands, like I don't know, like sure we could use a 98 Degrees album, but like it won't have the same effect, you know?
You need to have that classic boy band album.
Rivalry.
Yes.
Good job.
We should do that.
Yes, we should.
Because I'm a petty asshole.
I'm gonna give you guys a teaser of our next week's episode. Because thank you very much to Robin who was able to find a very boy band holiday for us. So we were able to watch it. We're going to share the link so you guys can watch it too if you missed it. So we're going to talk about that in next week's episode. But in this week's episode, in going with the Backstreet Boys Las Vegas Christmas stuff, we are going to be talking about Cook for the Cure.
What are we curing? Meat?
No, it is a cancer fundraiser, Lydia. It was. So I would just like to say that Lydia was not able to watch it yesterday, so she is going.
And also, she's not. Also, to be fair, she's not on social media, on Twitter, and she doesn't know about that.
I'm dying.
So we'll give it a little pass.
Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so what is the actual organization called?
It's Cure for the Kids, I think.
Cure for the Kids. So it's based in Las Vegas, and it's
they're killing meat for the kids.
Okay, because it's Cure for the Kids, and this is Cook for the Cure. So they're raising money for Cure for the Kids.
All right. Okay.
My bad. It's a hospital that does pediatric cancer, so kids.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's great. Oh, okay.
They raise money for people who can't afford treatments because America and things like that.
Right. America doesn't have healthcare. Oopsie.
Okay, so that is what it is. So Nick has somehow come on board with them in the last couple of years. So he's done a couple of other things for them. So they thought, okay, this is going to be a fun event. So essentially the premise was they're going to be cooking some items and they're with some celebrity friends.
Cute.
And like chefs or whatever. And then they were going to maybe do a bit of a sing-along, and then some other boy banders were going to pop in and stuff like that.
Oh, cute.
So they actually sent out the recipes ahead of time so you could cook along if you wanted to, kind of like the How We Eats thing.
What's on the menu? Can I ask?
Yes, I don't have my thing. So it was a hot chocolate. So it was like a Mexican hot chocolate. So it has like cayenne pepper in there as well. And then there was a way to make it alcoholic if you wanted to. So Nick had the non-alcoholic version and Lauren had the alcoholic version. his wife, Lauren.
I'm like, isn't she pregnant? No, I
She's
think
not
she's all
No,
done.
she usually is, but
Yeah, that's why I was
not at this
confused. I'm like,
current
wait,
time.
Which kid is this one?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they also had for the food item, it was empanadas.
Yum. Oh shit.
They were a vegetarian empanada, so it was
All right.
butternut squash and Swiss chard.
Swiss
I think.
chard, yeah.
Yes.
Not good.
I didn't have cheese in it, which I'm concerned, but I'm going to try this recipe because I think it'd be
But empanada
delicious.
has cheese in it.
Yes. Well, not always. None makes
yeah,
have
none of
cheese.
them.
Hers are meat with
That's
like
fucking meat.
eggs. Or they have like egg, like hard-boiled egg, and then they have like olives, green olives.
We're talking about nunnas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Nunnas are baller. They're
nunnas
so
are
good.
the best.
They're so good and they're spicy. And then she does both. She's done the deep fry version and the baked version.
Deep fry, man.
Deep fried obviously
Deep
is
fry,
better.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah. So no.
Okay,
that's good.
so butternut squash and Swiss chard
yes.
sounds fire.
I have like flavorings in there that sounded whatever.
Okay.
And then for dessert, I know you're against independent chocolatiers,
Ah!
but they made truffles. So we'll discuss that when we get to there because there was some
They
confusion.
didn't go to an independent chocolatier. They became an independent chocolatier.
Then you can see how to do it, so you can scheme.
So you
Why
can
would I become the
become.
thing that I hate the most?
Lydia, we'll discuss
I
that
hate
later. We'll
independent
discuss
chocolatiers.
that part
That's
later
just
when we
another-
get to that because Lydia
That's
has some weird hangups.
She has
as
some
well.
things
About
there to
things,
talk
and
about.
That is another one. So,
makes me mad. Okay.
anyways, so I wrote some notes. Soph, you wrote some notes. Dee, did you write any? I don't know.
I never write any
I
notes.
know. I
Oh.
didn't watch it, so I'm just going to be commenting.
Okay. So sorry. So it cost $25, right? And that money was going towards the cancer
Yes.
research thing.
Very good.
And you're like, okay. And then they were sending out a Zoom link.
Well, it's not cancer research.
No, it's not. It's actual like
Yeah.
Cost
like
of-
it's actual hospital costs.
It's kind of it's a cool it seems kind of like it's like the Ronald McDonald House kind of thing. I think they support families who have kids who are going through cancer. Maybe some of the money goes to research, but it seemed more
I think
like
it's more like actual
it's more
physical
like
costs.
we're giving money to families who have kids who are
Yes.
going through cancer.
So, like if they need medical supplies or like
That's sweet.
pay for treatments and things like
That's
that. So that's what it
nice.
kind of
But I think it's even like to help them be with their kids if they're not able
Yeah.
to be close by and things like that.
So yes, that's what it kind of. So that's what it is. So it started off with two people. Okay, so the host was Billy
Harris.
Harris, who looked very familiar to me. Why is he?
I don't know who that is.
Aren't you Wikipedia? I'll be
My
in
phone
the
is
chinzia
charging.
today. Don't worry.
He looked very like
Who? Wait, Billy Mitchell? You said?
Billy Harris.
Why do I keep saying Billy Mitchell?
I have no idea who either of that is.
Billy Mitchell is the guy who thought that he made the Donkey Kong. He was in the Guinness Book of World Records, and it turns out he was actually a phony. Okay, Billy Harris is a Canadian ice hockey player.
Nope, that is definitely not. That is definitely not him.
Who the hell is
That
that?
is someone else. I
Maybe
don't know. He
Bizzle?
looked like a radio personality or
Radio?
something.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know who that was.
Billy Harris radio show.
Oh, maybe it has it on that picture that they sent out on Twitter. Check on Twitter.
What is?
Yes,
But it
exactly.
doesn't say who he is.
God bless him.
Oh, on the
Okay.
bottom it doesn't say like who he's.
He looks like Discount Elvis. Who is this?
Yes, kind of like a discount Elvis. So
Sorry,
yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
rude.
He was just like he was a nice host. I liked him. He was very like suave, I guess.
He
I
was
don't
very
know.
enthusiastic. He made
Yes,
it
he
fun.
was.
I thought it was good.
So,
I guess he's like an MC. He's like
some
a
sort of celebrity.
He carved out a
MC
successful
person.
career at the top of the hospitality industry by shining his very own spotlight on giants of the culinary world.
Oh, okay. So
Top
he's
Chef.
like okay.
Yeah.
So he's somebody
God bless.
in the food world.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
So Diane should know who he is, but
I have no idea who he is, D.
anyways, he was there. He was hosting
God
it, whatever.
bless.
So
Good
he
for
like
him.
well, so it was a Zoom meeting. So here's the thing. Obviously you pay money and the money goes to the thing, whatever. But at the exact same time, Nick was also streaming it on Facebook.
But we didn't know that
I
until
didn't know that.
after.
Which is fine. Obviously,
So
we're
are
donating
Facebook
money
people
to the cause.
paying?
No, so I shared it, so you could check it out later if you want to. So
Thank
it's
you.
on our Boy Band Break Facebook page. Follow us on all social medias, guys.
Yeah.
Boy Band Break.
Bandy. B-L-E-A-K.
So you can see that. So you can watch it there. It was a fun, colorful thing. So it was a Zoom meeting. The cool part is you could actually see everybody in the meetings. Like so some people had their cameras on, so I was like scrolling by to see.
Oh, like
everybody and
fans?
stuff. Yeah. So
that's cute.
that was pretty cool. So I like that. So anyway, so it starts off and it was Rachel Swindler and Brandon Bennett. And they were two musicians, and they weren't there. They were wherever they were. I can't remember where he said they were. And they started off with "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Oh, they just
So
sang.
as those two were singing in the comment section, someone was like, "Did it start yet?"
Amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was
you can
funny.
see all the comments coming through. That was entertaining as well.
That's cute.
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Who's cooking at this time?
No one has cooked yet.
Why not?
Nick is not. They're just kind of like setting it up and they're starting it off. So this Brandon guy was wearing like a silver snakeskin jacket, and Rachel was wearing a red velvet. It was like a bustier dress.
Cute.
It had like the lines and stuff. So they
Nice.
did this song, and yeah, so that was.
And
that.
they said, "Baby, it's cold outside."
They sang "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Did they do like the woke
They
version or
did
the
the
regular
original version, and she had a drink, and she's like, "What's in this drink?" And I was just like, "Okay."
one? 2021. Ouch! You need to do the woke version, but okay.
Yeah,
That's nice.
so that was fine. So then it cut from them, and then it went to, I think, so Annette. So she is from Cure for the Kids. Sorry, my handwriting is crap. So she was kind of just talking and thanking everybody for coming to the event, and then they were like making empanadas. So there was like a whole their whole team was there in their own kitchen.
Oh,
they
cute.
Were. So they
Okay.
obviously weren't at Nick's house.
Cute. Damn
But-
it! Can't I be at?
But yeah, so they were doing that, and they were just like,
Can't we all?
Yeah. So then they've now cut to, I think they called it the Carter kitchen camera or something.
Yes, Carter kitchen cam.
Cute.
So Nick and Lauren is there. So Nick is wearing this like ugly Christmas sweater, like a Volkswagen bus type thing that apparently lit up, but I didn't see the lights. And apparently he said the battery was dying and he didn't change it. So
For like a multi-millionaire, you can't afford fucking watch batteries.
I don't
Okay.
know. So there's
God
that.
bless
And then
him.
Lauren was wearing like a green dress. So it was just them to start off.
I'm assuming he has.
And
he has
then
money, right?
there was their mixologist. Her name was Jillian. I didn't catch her last name. Soph, did you get her last name?
I did not
So
catch
Jillian
that last
was
name.
the one who was making the drinks to begin with. And then the Blue Man Group have arrived.
Okay, so this part was like wild. Oh my gosh, it was very chaotic in this kitchen.
Have you seen the Blue Man Group, Lydia?
Yeah, they're mental.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I
It was
like them,
chaotic.
but they're kind of out there, and like it wasn't the guy from that show, and then the guy who
Arrested
was open and
Development.
cries. Who's
Arrested
that?
Development.
What's his name? Gabe.
Tobias.
Oh yeah. He was once
Tobias
he part of the Blue Man
Fouquet.
Group.
He wanted to be part of the Blue Man Group, but then he never got through the audition. And then it was just like, I blew myself. And then he just said, it's fun. If you've never watched Arrested Development, I'm sure it's on one of the streaming things. But, yes, yeah. But anyway, so for those who are unfamiliar with the Blue Man Group, they wear these is it latex face? I don't know. It's creepy.
I thought it was paint.
I also thought it was paint.
They're just all blue, and they don't talk at all.
No.
But they make like crazy facial expressions, and then they do wacky things. So
So then it's just like lots of chaos as they're doing that. And then the girl is trying to make
alcohol.
it. Yeah, sorry.
They're trying to drink things. They're just wandering, and Nick is like, "What the heck is going on?" And it's
But
just like,
in
the
Nick's
kitchen. In the kitchen, yeah.
what
So
the fuck did they?
And the girl's like, wow, this is going well.
Fun fact, I would like to point out that as a big Nick fan who watches all of his lives and all this shit, I would just like everyone to know, pulling the veil back, that wasn't his kitchen.
Okay, probably.
I was wondering. I'm like,
it was part of his house, but that's not his kitchen.
Like maybe it's a secondary kitchen in the basement in the alcove.
It's just like a weird bar area that's kind of off like their thing.
So so did they just put a hot plate on there to cook? Is that
Yes, he showed it on a live earlier. So they just had like those burner, those flat burner things that were all just plugged in.
Okay.
His kitchen is like 2 rooms away.
That's like exercise Mike. Exerciser Mike, he's got a hot plate.
Yes, he does. So there you go.
Chili's tenant.
Anyways, sorry to spoil that for everyone.
But it was
just
still
so
his
you
house,
know,
right?
it was his house. All of that was his house.
Yes.
It's just like,
We
we're
live
in the
for life.
kitchen. And I'm like, you're nowhere near the kitchen. I mean, I guess you're kind of near it, but the kitchen's like way over there.
More like
The real
living
fans
room
know his
area.
real kitchen.
The real fans know the layout of his house. And
Not at all creepy, Diane.
He shows it.
That is
this
exactly
man's live walking around his house like once a week at least. Like,
Still doing,
it's not
workout.
my fault I memorized the layout.
Yes. If anyone would like to go back a few days to check Nick working out at the gym in his
Always.
sweatpants, Merry Christmas to you.
That wasn't
So
Happy
just-
holidays.
Picture, and then scroll past the picture to the video portion. Merry Christmas. There
Merry
you go.
Christmas. Gray
Enjoy.
sweatpants. Gray sweatpants.
They weren't gray, they were black.
They were
Oh, were
black,
they?
Lydia.
Okay, well, it was as if they were.
Don't worry, it's burned into my mind.
All right, so there you go. Anyways, so Jillian is making these drinks, these cocktails. She is making hot chocolate. She's making hot chocolate with oat milk, which I thought was a bit strange, but I was like, whatever. But it
God
seemed
bless.
to work.
But
out.
they
So
like weird
Yeah.
things a little bit. so
She
that's okay.
also said you could make it with any milk.
she
Oh,
did
good.
say that.
True.
And it was a bit of a Mexican hot chocolate, so it had like a little, I think, a little bit of cinnamon, but a little cayenne as well.
Yeah, cayenne
Mhm.
definitely.
And then they had
Yes.
that, and then they poured it in these mugs, and then put like whipped cream. And then for Lauren's, they added some sort of alcohol, which I forget. It was
Dry
golden. I don't know. Maybe tequila,
I want to say it
honestly-
was whiskey or something.
probably.
Okay.
So that, and then the Blue Man Group are just like, "Wow, we're drinking things and walking by and being disruptive and chaotic." So
Those.
And so I give Jillian like 2 thumbs up because she did very well with the Blue Man Group behind her, over her shoulder all the time. Like, oh my gosh.
Jillian was at Nick's house.
yes,
Who was all, okay? So Jillian and the Blue Man Group,
yes,
and Nick and his wife.
yes.
Anyone else? That
A lot of other people.
they all just came into his house.
Yep.
It
Mhm.
was obviously planned ahead of time.
Okay, no, I just thought-
They didn't just be like, ding dong, we're here.
No, I just like you said it was.
Could
a
you
Zoom meeting,
imagine?
so I thought everyone just
So
did their own
most of
thing.
it was Zoom, except for the stuff that was happening in his house. So
Okay.
all the other boy banders were Zoom.
I see.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So next up was AJ.
Yay.
He was not in a Zoom. He was a video, pre-recorded video,
Oh no.
because I believe Nick was unaware of this at one point and tried to talk to him, but then the video kept going.
That was funny. I was like, okay, buddy.
So then he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't be there. I really love food and libations." And I was like, "Do you?"
Is that like sex? What is libations?
Libations is
Just
alcohol.
drinks.
Drinks.
Isn't he
Yes.
sober? Okay.
So I was just like, okay, cool. But I guess he's like that in the past. And then good time. So then he was just like wishing everybody well and
Uh-huh.
all that stuff. So that was kind of like,
It was a nice video, minus the libations.
I was just like, what a strange word. But I'm like, all right, go for it, bro.
Topless.
Okay, so then after that, they're back to the kitchen. Jillian is now gone. You do not see her for the rest of the show.
Is it Jillian Michaels
No,
No.
it was Jillian, somebody who makes
from the
drinks.
X Files?
If you look up the thing, it'll say on it what her name was.
I don't know who. Okay, you're like it's Jillian, and I'm like I don't know who she
That is because that's what I wrote on my notes. Okay, moving along.
I'll look up her last name if it makes you feel better.
All right. So next up,
Murphy.
What does
Jillian
she
Murphy.
do?
She is a
She's a
bartender.
mixologist.
Oh, okay.
So she made the beverages.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Okay.
So next, Naisha Harrington is the person who did the food.
Harrington. There's no H. Yeah.
Why did I think it was Harrington?
Nope. Arrington.
What is this now?
Well, she has been on. She's like a chef, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously. In
Oh my
Vegas. I think
gosh.
Why
she's
is
been
it
on-
obvious?
because this is all
Is her
taking
name is
place in
Arrington?
Vegas.
Was that the name of like a food?
Okay, you know what? I don't know. She's just chef. She has been on things. She is.
Oh
If
my
it was
gosh.
Pinkles, I'd be like, oh, of course.
I'll
the
tell you
Pinkles
later
nice
at the
brand.
end. There's a thing that she mentioned at the end that I'll make a note of. Anyway, she is a chef. She makes food. She's, I don't know, does stuff, whatever.
Okay.
So she decided she was making these empanadas. So
I thought Jillian was making the empanadas.
Jillian,
Jillian's the mixologist.
Right.
She is now gone.
Okay. And the Blue
She
Man
is
Group?
bye-bye. You are
Where
no
is the
longer
Blue Man
there.
Group?
They've gone, but they will make a
They'll be
triumphant
back.
return. Don't worry.
They're around the area.
Okay, so She's making empanadas. So she's showing us the Swiss chard and how to pick it.
Okay, how do you
Butternuts-
pick Swiss chard? Because is that like a collard green? Like
Did she say how to pick it? I thought she just said how to cut it.
I was looking at the people in the Zoom meeting, so I missed that part.
Swiss
Because I was trying to see if I spotted anybody that we knew, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know there were so many Backstreet fans that I knew on there." I was like, "Hey, there's so and so," and like whatever. So I was more excited about that than learning about Swiss chard.
Okay, sorry. Is Swiss chard the long one with the white in the middle?
No, it has red in the middle.
Isn't that rhubarb?
No,
it's
like
a
rhubarb
leaf.
also looks like that, but
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Do go
so
on.
she had that. In the notes ahead of time, it said if you're going to be cooking along with them, already have your butternut squash pre-cooked. So she had
butternut
these
squash
little,
is-
I have never seen them. They were like little tiny butternut squashes like this.
Like
So-
baby ones?
Yeah, I don't know. They were. She called them something like
Since when?
syrup. I don't know. What
I honestly don't recall. I didn't write that part down.
Anyways,
to be
whatever.
honest.
So then she gets so she's cooking the Swiss
Wait,
chard.
really quickly. I have frozen. You can get them frozen.
The empanada shells.
No, the you can get
Butternut
frozen
squash?
cube butternut squash.
I was wondering
Recommend.
about that because
Highly recommend because
Nice.
butternut squash is an asshole to cook, to cut, to clean, all of
Just
it.
like-
but it depends what you're gonna do with it.
Because when Jimmy
Mm.
made that one butternut squash that one time,
That was good.
so
Okay,
good.
that was good. That's when
Oh
you
my
hollow
God.
it up and you
He
put
like
butter
cut it
and,
in half and like I guess there's like a
Maple syrup.
seed or whatever, and then put like maple syrup
And brown sugar
butter,
and
and brown sugar.
that
Beautiful.
I will accept. You don't because you don't have to peel it. You just cut it in half and
And just
seed
scoop
it
that
and
shit
get
out
it
afterwards.
in the oven.
Still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Mm.
As
But
a
anyways.
person who is forced, and I do mean forced, to annually make butternut squash soup, I have to make it at least once a year. Butternut squash is such a pain in the ass to deal with. And then you always get this orange shit
Mm.
all over your hands.
Yeah.
And no matter
Yeah.
how hard you wash it, it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
And you gotta sit there like picking it off and scrubbing it. Ugh.
Is
I
it
have
worse than carrots?
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000 times worse than carrots are a dream to
Yeah.
cut compared
Yeah.
to butternut squash.
And you just snack on it.
I've never had a residue on my hand from carrots.
No.
Mm.
Do you use a hammer when you use?
No,
Is it just me?
just
Am I
use
the
a
only one who uses
really.
the hammer actively in the kitchen?
You need sharper knives, Lydia.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I just think you like having a little adventure in the kitchen. So you're like, why not a hammer?
Mario butternut squash.
I don't have the arm strength like the
Well,
here.
we did the house.
No, but if
What
you're-
cutting a
I would,
cabbage.
The
cutting a
cabbage.
cabbage with the hammer. Yes.
Yeah.
That was
If your
fun.
knives are sharp enough, then you don't need as much strength.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I know my father-in-law always comes and complains, "You need sharper knives." And I'm like, "Here's a sharpener. Can you do it?" And then he actually did it, and I was like, "Thank you, thank you." It's scary because I actually don't know how to use this fucking sharpener. Like, don't admit it, right? You're just like cool
Oh,
daughter-in-law
buddy.
face, like.
You're
Thank you.
hilarious.
Thank you.
All right. So, anyways, if you want to make this recipe, go find pre-cut butternut squash.
Present choice, babes.
That would probably be good for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Except it's a
also
little
said-
big.
Yeah.
You'd probably have
Yeah.
to cut it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it also said if you're cooking along to make the dough ahead of time. So there was actually, I saw one person for sure who was like moving back and forth. So I think she was
Yeah.
actually cooking along.
I did see that
Her
person.
name
like
started with
that.
an R, I think. I don't know, but she was just like, and I was
That's
like, well, okay, all right. This chick, this
take over the life.
yeah. So
podcast
anyway,
then.
so they did that. So she's making the things.
God bless.
And then at this point, I don't know at what point things happen, but whatever.
There was also Lance was on.
yeah, so I have that. So I
Oh.
go, Lance popped in with a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So originally Lance was in, I actually was scrolling through and I spotted Lance in the Zoom. So I was like, oh, Lance is there and he's like feeding a baby. So then they put him up briefly, but then took him back down and then put him back up. And they're just like, sorry, the baby was crying and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
it's like, yeah. And then I don't know. He was just kind of talking.
Don't
and
get
then
me. I
Lance,
wasn't there.
I don't know why I'm asking.
He
Why
was
asking
talking.
me?
Yeah, he was
him.
talking.
He was
And he's like,
there,
thanks
and
for
then he was
having
like-
me on and
I
happy
feel
holidays.
that there was a lot happening when Lance was on because they were like cutting things and cooking
And then, like,
things, and it was
Empanadas.
mostly like, yeah, I'm happy to be here, and he was feeding a baby, but then he didn't even say which baby it was.
Yeah, I was wondering which baby. it
And
was.
then I feel like he didn't really say much else. Like, I'm so happy to be here, blah, 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 and then Nick was being very aggressive
Nick's like, "Your
about his
babies
love
are
for
very
Lance.
cute. I
Aw.
can't wait to hang out with them. Blah, blah, blah.
Aw.
And then they had they were doing the empanadas, so they were doing like the egg wash thing.
Yeah.
So he was very confused about egg wash and
Who
stuff.
was?
And then Lauren was like crimping it with the fork.
Nick seemed like he was in the way of things
Yes.
in the kitchen,
He's
and he's like,
panicking.
"What can I
He's like,
do?"
"Here." He's like, put this in, just put a spoonful. So he does like a little, she does like a nice little, then one of them, it's just like, this like fucking mountain. And he's like, is that too much? And she's like, yes. It's
However, if he said it once, he must have said it 100 times in the first 10 minutes of this thing. Apparently, he was very hungry. I'm like, someone get this man some food.
It's like, I haven't eaten all day. We're like, oh my God.
You were
dude,
so
just like,
sweet.
so it was funny.
God bless.
So he's like, so this crimping thing, so that keeps the filling from falling out. And she's like, yes. The egg wash binds it with the gluten, and then that keeps it. He's like, oh, okay. So and she was using grapeseed oil to cook, and they're like, what? And then Billy's like, why grapeseed oil and not olive oil? I was wondering the same thing, and I was like,
Billy did not ask that question. Nick asked that question, and then Billy just claimed he was wondering the same thing, but was he?
I was to make higher smoking point.
higher smoking point.
Yes.
You're not
D.
supposed
Culinary
to
high
fry
five.
with-
D.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was literally screaming. I'm like, did he just ask why you wouldn't use olive oil to fry something?
Never use olive oil to fry things, guys.
Oh my gosh, it was very
You
funny.
actually, just so everyone is aware, shouldn't use olive oil to cook anything. It's not meant for that.
It's
I
a
know.
cold thing.
I am poor, so I use it. I like
Olive
because
oil is
No, but canola oil is way cheaper than olive
I know,
oil.
but Dad gives me the jug,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And of the Italian
We're out
man's
of it.
face.
You do you, buddy. You do you.
If you should not waste good olive oil cooking it, though.
Yeah. You know what I also hate is when people bake with olive oil, because sometimes if we're out of the oil and then my mom's like, oh, let's just put this olive oil in the chocolate cake mix. It tastes disgusting. You can tell. Olive
She
oil has
also
a-
said that olive oil has a flavor, which is why you're not really supposed to cook with it.
So that's why she said
And so
grapeseed
if you
oil.
fry things in olive oil, that flavor is going to get into.
I love it.
I am
I
not
do
a
it.
bad-
I'm the asshole. Choosing.
I'm a bad
Hey,
Italian.
you do you. Nobody's judging. You do you, buddy.
I'm judging.
The only time I ever use other oil is when I'm making Asian stuff, and I use sesame oil to give it the pizzazz.
Mm.
Mhm.
And if you're going to cook with olive oil, just so everyone knows, cook with olive oil. Save the extra virgin for the other stuff. Do not spend money on extra virgin olive oil and then cook with it.
So use the
As
slutty,
Lydia drinks her water.
slutty olive oil only.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Keep the virgin for
Yeah.
salads, or you can add it to things when they're done
Drizzle
cooking.
on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell everyone, I'm gonna lift the veil here. In North America, we have shitty olive oil, okay?
Yeah, we
They
do.
cut it with other things. Real olive oil, if you put it in the fridge, it's supposed to congeal. If yours does not, you have fake olive oil, my dear. Go yell at your local grocery store.
Let me tell you, I read.
I know.
I was gonna say garbage man because
Lydia,
having a bit of a
are you
tip.
fighting with the garbage man again?
he didn't pick up my recycling last time. And I'm like, okay. And I was gonna sneak it next door into the dumpster. But Lydia got a little busy. So then I had to pile it on top of the other one. I'm like, you better fucking take it this time. You better fucking take it.
Okay.
And it was like 1
that-
p.m. I'm like, where the fuck are you? Granted, I'd put it out at 10 a.m., but that's not the
Supposed to be out by 7, Lydia. The garbage truck and the recycling guys are two different people.
listen.
Oh my god.
In Hamilton, they're
How
two
is this
different
a
groups of
fucking
people.
I'm like, you son of a bitch, you're spiting me. Oh, okay.
Oh
Well,
my god.
Maybe it's just in your head.
I'm
Trucks.
learning some stuff, guys. It's okay. It's hard. Adulting is hard. Okay.
It is hard. It is.
Get into a fight with your local garbage man today.
Do not.
do that.
But you know what
It's
you
a
should
never
do?
dull moment for you, Lydia.
As a person who has read what I consider to be one of the culinary Bibles of this world,
Oh, is it the milk acid something?
salt, fat, acid, heat.
That's the one. That's the one. Yes.
Milk acid.
She recommends, and I agree, the best olive oil,
Yes.
Kirkland brand.
Ooh.
Yes. Tell them why.
Very
Tell them
nice.
why.
Very nice.
Because Kirkland brand is legit. I don't know. I don't remember all the things, but she explains that like how they actually like cold press the olives like you're supposed to, and like all this shit.
Lydia and I went to an olive oil course once.
We did. Yeah, it was great.
It was a scheme.
We did, and we got our olive oil like appraised,
And he's like,
and then we
yes.
ate it. So
Good
But
job.
anyway,
That's good.
One day.
all
Anyways,
Kirkland stuff is legit. They even have
Kirkland brand.
Mm.
It's the best North American olive oil you can
Well, they
buy.
have the buying power, right? So that's
They have the
why.
buying power, and also they have the scrutiny, because Costco people are like a different breed. They get pissed off if you give them bad quality shit.
And so unless you're like literally getting shit that's imported from Italy, but that's going to cost you.
Mm.
Yes, it certainly is. Ask our father.
Nice.
Yeah,
Done that.
that was-
Yes.
Done that shit a few times.
Lost a lot of money on that olive oil.
I mean, you got to enjoy it.
We did. We did.
Mm.
But at the same time, like, mom was very angry.
Yes.
So we're like, this is delicious. Please don't-
105-liter cans of olive oil, guys.
But isn't she always angry
Yes.
at him? Yes.
Yes. Yes, she is.
All right,
It's
moving
always-
along.
Okay, sorry,
Okay. So
continue.
Lance popped in with the baby. Things happen. They're making
Nothing
empanadas.
really happened except for Lance was holding a baby. He was happy to be there.
Yes.
Nick loves him.
Yes.
Really? Oh yeah, because they did a thing together. Not that.
Lydia, he literally screamed out as Lance was leaving, I love you! I was like, whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's cute.
They are
That's
very cute. Yes.
What was that
Yes.
thing they did together? They did something.
They did something that
What,
was
they never
supposed
showed
to come
us?
out that never came out.
Yeah, they were supposed to do something, then they just...
Was it a
But
podcast?
they also did that Vegas. No, was it in LA?
Oh, I guess they did the back sync thing.
Yes.
Mm.
What?
There was
When?
like an event that they
Remember,
had
it was
for
Joey
Pride
and
Month,
Lance and Nick and AJ, and they did it for Gay Pride.
and it was like a bingo thing, and then they were
Oh
performing.
yes, I remember now. Yes,
FOMO of all the
Yeah.
things that we missed out.
Man, so many
Anyway.
things that we missed.
America, you guys got all the cool stuff.
All right, moving along. Next up in the celebrity guests, we had Howie D.
Yay.
Howie!
Decided that
Howie!
wedding.
Yeah, Howie!
You know what I love the best about Howie D? Besides the fact that he always tells everybody his name is Howie D.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a whole bunch of other Howies
He's
around.
just trying to
Yes,
make sure you
he's
don't
Howie
forget
Mandel.
him.
Is Howie Mandel in a boy band?
Oh god, I wouldn't want to see that.
No.
boy band.
Anywho, I just love that whenever he does these things at his house, he's always at the wall that has all of his like Backstreet Award plaques.
Of
Smart.
course.
Just like casually flexing all like their platinum albums
I
and
would
things like
too.
that. And I was just like, oh,
Legit.
Howie.
You gotta let people know who you are.
Yes. So Howie came in. I don't know. I'm assuming he
Apparently, he's spending time with Nick
Oh
and
yes.
family in Vegas.
Oh my god. So first he comes in and he starts mocking Nick's cooking skills.
Mm.
Ow!
Whatever.
Accurate though, that was accurate of mockery. Yeah.
And then Nick was so excited because Howie is coming to Vegas next week.
Yes.
No, in 2 days! In 2 days! You're coming, right? In 2 days? In 2 days?
Maybe nobody told Howie the Christmas shows were canceled. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
So anyway, so he's like, we're going. Oh, where are we going to go eat? Oh, I don't know. Where do you
And then they just start having like a private conversation about where they're going to eat. Like, hello!
What restaurants they gonna go to? Like, oh my gosh.
That's smart to do on a live show.
On a
Would you
live
like
show,
us
yeah.
to leave? Like, what's going on?
It's just like, oh, where's Nick going to go? So then everyone starts giving suggestions and stuff. And then at this point, that's when Naisha was talking about what's happening is that she has a show that's coming out next year. I think it's a competition show,
Nice.
but it's with Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, that part I
I
heard.
love
So-
him, the person.
I don't recall exactly what it is, but it kind of sounds like they're mentoring people or something
That's what he does.
in something. So I was like, I just heard his name, wrote down Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, Lydia will care about this.
Yes,
So
I
there
do.
you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Very
So
good, very
then
good.
The empanadas were done at that point. So they're like, so she's like taking them off, and he's all like, "Ooh,
Is
oh,
it
they're
frying
hot."
or baking?
She did the frying.
Nice.
And then the Blue Man Group comes back in at that time and just starts tossing Twinkies into the oil.
Oh my gosh.
To deep fry Twinkies.
What?
But they didn't put them in any sort of batter or anything. They just put the Twinkies
I
in.
don't think you're supposed to do that.
And then they're like, yeah, and they were just like, wow, we're the Blue Man Group. And then Nick's like, there's Twinkies in there. And it was just like,
he's cute. Oh, Nick's so
I think they also scared them because they weren't paying attention, didn't realize the Blue Man Group had walked in behind them again, and they're just like, "Oh, you
What
guys are
the
good again." It was
hell?
just-
amazing.
And then Nick wants to be part of the Blue Man Group. It was all chaos. It was
I
chaotic.
don't know. He's like, "How do I be in this?" And then like, yeah, it was just like,
Yeah, it was very chaotic.
It was
I don't know
it was
about
something.
that. Cause that would definitely kill my lady boner.
Yeah, it
I
was-
think it would go in the negatives. In fact,
And then Nick's like, nobody would know it was me if I was all in the blue costume. And we're just like, okay, yeah, okay,
enjoy
but
yourself, buddy.
People knew it was you, and you were in a fucking glittery pink crocodile costume.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure they'd be able to tell it was you if you just painted your face blue. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Maybe a good point. Yeah.
oh, I forgot. So Howie was still on the phone at this point, and then he made.
Yeah, I
a
think they
comment.
all forgot how he was there.
Howie's just like, oh,
And then he was like, well, I'm going to go. And they're like, oh,
Well,
okay, bye, Howie.
Ow,
That was
poor
funny.
Howie.
That was funny.
So Howie revealed that his wife is vegetarian and that they make all these empanadas. Because he's like, Howie, do you guys make empanadas in your culture? And he's like, yes, my mom
He's
makes them."
Latin.
Yeah, so he's like, yes, whatever. But apparently
That
his
sounds a
wife
little
makes-
racist, though. Like, maybe they don't.
Yes.
Okay, maybe.
So yes, apparently she makes it with the impossible meat.
And he said it still tastes good, just like the actual one.
I mean, the impossible meat's pretty good.
It's just goo, though. Sometimes
don't
you
know.
wonder what the hell's in it.
But it
Sorry.
tastes fine.
Yeah,
See, I don't
okay.
like it because if I want to eat something vegetarian, I want it to actually taste like vegetables. I don't want it to taste like fake meat.
I know, but
So that's
vegetarians.
so that's why I would like to eat butternut squash or whatever. I don't want to eat like crap that tastes like it could be meat.
I
Like-
agree with you if I'm going to eat vegetarian, then I just don't want to eat meat. I don't need a meat substitute.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to eat, like, if I'm trying to be vegetarian, sometimes you're going to want a burger. And I'm just saying, it's
Yeah,
a good
I had that
substitute.
burger from the A&W one and I hated it. I thought that was disgusting.
But Chile, when you're in the vegetarian world, sometimes you just want to like,
Oh, have you tried
You
that
know?
restaurant yet?
which one?
There's a new one. It's called Odd Burger.
No.
It's across from Lime Mall.
I saw it. Yeah,
So it's like it's
a
a vegan or vegetarian. I think it's vegan.
I think it's vegan.
Fast food restaurant.
fast food,
so it's
yeah.
supposed to be like all like so they have like a fake like Big Mac.
Big Mac.
They have like mac and cheese. They have all this other stuff. So it's supposed to be like non-healthy vegan food. So we should try that next time we're together. It just
We should.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then my next note is that Chris arrives.
Chris!
Your friend?
Like, pretty
My
much
brother-in-law,
immediately.
Chris Kirkpatrick?
Chris Kirkpatrick.
Oh
from
my
Insane
God.
No,
Clown.
Lydia. They announced him as Chris Kirkpatrick, and then he shows up, and his Zoom name is Christopher Kirkpatrick. Excuse you. And he's wearing like a top hat.
I wrote stupid
He
hat.
wore a top
Yes.
It was
That was very
Misty
stupid.
hat. It was red and had like plaid. I don't know. It was,
I guess that's festive.
it was
for
stupid.
him?
It was less dumb than the one he wore the other day
Oh, okay.
with Drew, but not
Oh,
much
okay.
less. It was.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, and it had like a mistletoe, and he's like, I like to bring my mistletoe with me at all times, just in case. Yucca, yucca, yucca.
Chris obviously like prepped for this, unlike Lance and Howie, because it was just like joke, 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 joke. Like,
That's just Chris, man. That he just spews.
He
out
just
shit.
puts it on, right? He has it. Yeah.
So then Nick's like, oh my God, I don't even know what time it is where you are. This is crazy. What time is it there? And Chris is like, it's 7:30 in Nashville.
It's like literally an hour before your time.
Oh,
Two hours,
cute.
but it was-
Ah, that's
And
cute.
apparently it was pouring rain.
Ah.
And he's like, it's pouring rain here. And he's like, what time? Oh my God. I'm like, have you not traveled the world extensively for most of your life and you
Yeah.
still don't have like the American time zones?
Uh,
Good point.
forget that. Nick used to live in Nashville.
Right?
For years.
Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah. God
Oh,
bless him.
shit. Yeah.
He's so cute.
He doesn't know what
So-
time zone it's in? Like,
So Nashville is
Yeah.
1 hour
Whoa.
behind where we are, and then Vegas is 2 hours behind that, or 1 hour. Is Vegas and LA the same time zone?
yeah.
Yeah. So
So they're Pacific Standard Time.
yes.
Yeah.
So it was like 5:30 Nick time, 7:30 Chris time, 8:30 our time.
Ah.
So there you go. That's all my notes I have for Chris. I don't
Well,
know if
and
you
it
guys
was
have-
because he asked Chris if he had eaten dinner yet. I think because Howie was like, I'm going to go because you guys are making me hungry. Ha 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 ha. And then Chris comes and then he's like, oh, God, have you eaten dinner yet? And he was like, no. And he was like, you haven't? And he's like, it's only 7:30. It's not like it's some crazy hour. Like,
Do they pay them to be on the show? Do you think?
No. So
I would
for
guess
this,
no, it's for
everybody
charity.
everyone had like volunteered because
Okay,
it was a
that's
charity thing,
sweet. Okay.
and it was just like a quick little whatever.
Okay.
it was like, yeah, 2 minutes of their time.
Like not even.
Oh,
it was
okay.
very-
And then they talked about the tornado in Kentucky,
Yes.
and they're saying how the Backstreet Boys are going to donate money to relief in
so-
Kentucky. And then
Yeah,
Chris
of course.
said, "Are you guys the nicest boy band?"
And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh no, you guys are nice too." He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah."
yeah.
Because he's like, we're not.
Yeah, so it was donating a
No.
portion of the
What
Rupp
hell's
Arena
NSYNC done
sales.
for charity? No offense, other than the charity
Challenge
basketball
for the
team.
children.
That was like 20 years ago.
They're not doing charity. They're not a band anymore. How can they do things for charity?
Individually, they could.
Yeah, they just did that back sync thing in
Okay, the bingo. Okay, I'll give them that. All right.
Trevor
it's fine.
Project. Anyway, so the Rupp Arena show money is going to the tornado victims. And then Chris was all, I don't know if it was Chris or Nick, but one of them was like, let's do more after party shows.
Nick.
I
And then
agree.
Chris is like, "Yeah, absolutely." Chris is on board.
Apparently, he misses Nick's ass, don't we all?
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
So then Billy's just kind of reading comments as well. So he's the host guy. And then Steph from Michigan said, if you shout out my daughter, I'll give a $200 donation. So Nick did that. So, no,
Did you say 200 or 2,000?
200.
Oh, I thought it was 1,000.
No, it was 200.
No, that one
no,
was 200.
2000s later. Or
Oh,
something.
you
Oh.
can bribe him to say things?
Well, I don't know.
That would have been
She just-
brilliant.
Steph from Michigan donates a lot of money to various
Who the
causes.
hell's
So she's,
Steph from
she's
Michigan?
a fan from Michigan.
Oh, wow. Okay. Have you met her before?
I have not, no.
Ah,
But I've seen her online and stuff. So
Nice.
anyway, okay, so then after that, now we bring on the dessert portion,
yummy.
and it's truffles, and Nick is very, very confused
Oh,
by
everyone
truffles.
gets confused
because he's like, I don't understand.
The mushroom?
He's like, but they're called truffles, but there's other types of truffles, right? And like,
yeah.
and she's like, yes, there's like
Oh.
mushrooms underground. These are the
Oh.
chocolate ones we're making.
Cute.
And then it was like,
He wanted to know why they called it that. Why would you call it a truffle when it has nothing to do with mushrooms?
He makes a very fair point. Who came
Mhm.
first, the mushroom or the chocolate?
I'm gonna.
She didn't really explain,
Yeah,
aside from the fact that I think she said they kind of look the same.
which I guess makes sense. Because generally truffles you'll roll in like the cocoa, so it kind of looks like dirt, I guess. But sometimes you do them in the hard shell.
I don't know. I mean, a truffle looks like a dirty brain. You know, like if you look at one,
Yeah,
like the mushroom.
yeah,
so.
that's true. So at this point, she's now making the truffle mix. So you have so she had Nick cut up chocolate. He was very confused by the.
He didn't know how to use a
Knife.
knife.
I
was like,
forgot
oh my
about
gosh,
that.
buddy.
So it was like a bar of chocolate. Like I didn't even make notes. It just popped back into my head because he was just so confused. And she's like, "Okay, just like cut the little, like go on the edges to help like get it broken."
And then
up."
when he was cutting, he's like, "Is this okay? Like, am I doing okay with a knife?" Like, I'm like, "Oh
fine,
my
fine." He's like, "Am I doing all of this?" She's like, "You're not doing all of it. Just do like a little bit more, and you're fine." So he like puts it in the bowl, and she's
And then
heating
people
up
in the
milk.
chat, and then people in the chat were like, "Don't cut your finger off."
Yeah, justifiably so, because it looked like he was going to.
Really
That is very true. Yes,
uh,
Oh,
it was
that
bad.
moment.
Yes.
Anyway, so in the meantime, she had been mixing like the cream, like the heavy cream, and like I think she also put cayenne in that as well, and some other stuff, and put it together. And then he's like, "Ooh, so you're gonna pour this over the chocolate and it's gonna melt?" And she's like, "Yes, that's how we're
Aw.
doing this, and we're gonna stir it."
really
So-
quickly, just gonna say, if anyone wants to know the origins between
Sure.
truffle and truffle,
Yes.
okay, Latin versus French versus Dutch. That's why those names all exist.
So they just
Interesting.
accidentally picked the same name for things.
Correctamundo. Yes, exactly. So now we all know.
Interesting.
Very fascinating.
Yes.
So, so the French is the chocolate
Yes.
truffle. Okay.
And then the Latin and the Dutch is
The
mushroom
one.
The
Okay.
Latin.
So, So anyway, so while they're doing this, who else appears in the kitchen?
The Blue Man Group.
The Blue Man Group.
Woo! Back to being wild.
Blue Men nuts. They're throwing marshmallows. Marshmallows are coming. They're eating marshmallows. They're throwing it into the bowl while Nick is mixing it. And then he's like, is marshmallow supposed to be in this recipe? And she's like, no, but let's just go with it. Like, whatever. And she's just like, it's fucking the Blue Man
Where
Group.
did the Blue Man Group come from? Like, who invited them?
I'm assuming
They're in Vegas. They agreed to come. I feel like maybe they probably do things with that charity.
Oh, okay.
probably.
maybe.
So I'm thinking like Sophia. I'm in my head. I'm like Sophia probably is dying at this.
I was dying. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Annoyingly frustrated with them. I'm like, stop ruining the truffles. Like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing?
I was like, oh my gosh, this poor woman.
She's just like, okay. And she was just like being like going with the flow, but it was ridiculous. So then I guess, so at this point, Saoirse, Nick's daughter,
the one
who's not a baby,
not
the one
Pearl.
who's a toddler, the middle child.
is Pearl. Which one's Pearl?
Pearl is the baby.
Pearl's the one that you thought had no asshole.
She
right.
has an asshole.
Oh, right. Yes, she's fine.
As far as I
Okay.
know.
I forgot about that. Yes.
Go
Oh
back to an earlier episode. You'll explain all
It'll
about this.
explain all the origins.
Oh
But,
my gosh.
So
anyways.
Saoirse is like the toddler. Okay,
She's
that's
the
one that has
toddler.
the
She
interesting
loves
name.
chocolate. So he's like, come and have chocolate. I'm like, is there not cayenne in this? But I'm like, okay. So then she comes and then they try to give her a marshmallow dipped in chocolate and she was not having it because she wanted like the chocolate.
Good idea.
So because she had obviously had another batch that they had rolled and then
Uh-huh.
had the thing. So she was excited for the
Does she
chocolate.
speak yet?
Not really.
She's two, so she
Words like
says
daddy.
words, but
Okay.
whatever, yeah.
But she's not like, give me my chocolate, man.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where is it? But,
She can
it's just-
certainly say no.
Yeah.
But she definitely was not having the marshmallow. She's like, screw this thing. Whatever.
Cute.
So, yeah. So, was there anything that you wanted to say about chocolate or chocolatiers at this point? Are you okay?
Are you giving me a platform?
I'm
We're at
sure,
51
buddy, go
minutes.
for it.
Like,
oh, yeah,
okay.
no, we're almost done. We're almost
Okay, because like
Gather
hate
around.
independent chocolatiers. Okay, I think they're bullshit. I think they're stupid. I think they don't make anything. They just take chocolate that was made in like Nicaragua, and then they just melt it and put it into molds, and they sell it to you. And they
Okay.
try to make you feel bad about it. They're like, "Please buy my chocolate, or I can't send my child to dance class." And I'm like, "You picked the fucking chocolate world, okay? You could have picked any other career, and you picked this. So don't you make me feel bad for some shitty chocolate that I could make myself. You are doing nothing that I could do myself. Fuck you." Oh, okay.
Okay.
And that's
So
Okay.
yes. Did you come with me when I went to that
Yes,
chocolate
that's
class?
how it all started.
Oh, 'cause
It
I
was a
like,
bus
we need to
trip.
Just come to this.
It was a bus trip you took me to.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That yeah, and then we had
Are
to go
you
to that
talking
lady's
about the-
fucking basement for chocolate. Do you remember that? That was fucking weird.
No, I do not remember that at all. We went to a lady's basement to get
You
chocolate.
took me to 2 independent chocolatiers, and it ruined my life. You took me to the one. Remember Mark's wedding? Mark's
yeah.
wedding, and it was like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Stevensville. But I had a gift certificate that I had won. And then there was like this awkward amount of time in the wedding that nothing was happening and they were taking pictures. So we're like, oh, we're vaguely in the area. Let's go waste this thing. So we went. But yeah.
It was really weird. Lots of
Sure.
guilt. It was like in the middle of nowhere, like
no
someone's
one
house.
made you buy the chocolate. I
Just-
bought the chocolate.
She was doing it. She was like, please buy my shitty chocolate. And you're just like, I don't want it. I don't want anything. Why is it shaped like a key? I don't give a fuck. You know?
Okay.
It's just
Sorry
very
that I
annoying.
scarred you, Lydia.
And then we
Has
went on a
Lydia
bus.
been to the place in Niagara on the Lake that has chocolate shaped like
Sorry,
dicks and vaginas?
Is it like a little factory? It's like a little
It's not
factory.
little, it's pretty big.
Oh no, I mean sorry, it's a big
Are
factory.
you talking about the one where they like when you do a wine tour, they make the
Yes, the
Yes.
wine tour, yes, and the bus. And then they took you there. And you're just
and
like,
you watch
oh
the
my
drama,
god.
They make like chocolate covered almonds. and
Stop
stuff.
it. Yes.
You get free
Yeah,
chocolate.
but Lydia, you
I went
missed
there.
it.
I went there. I did.
But they have
And
chocolate shaped like dicks and vaginas.
you think that would redeem it. However, it's just
It can't be redeemed, can it?
When we were younger, we used to. My mom we would save like the Christmas chocolate, or we used like the
yeah. Well,
thing,
Mom,
and we had a bunch of molds. We probably still have them. And we
Yeah.
would just make the little like chocolates.
the
was
white
the thing,
angels
the
with
white
the
angels and
string,
stuff
and then we
like
put
that.
it on
But
the
do you
stick.
have a dick mold?
Not for chocolates, but for cupcakes.
For cupcakes, yes, we do, and a cake, big cake,
And big cake,
Big
one,
cake.
yes, and Jello.
I just can't get over it.
I don't know why.
know.
But anyways, what I
I'm
think.
sorry.
So
I'm
Lydia,
sorry,
what I want to
everyone.
do
Thank
in the
you.
new year.
Okay.
So there's this
Thank
company
you for
in
letting me
Hamilton.
vent. Okay,
It's
God bless.
No
called
problem.
Chocolate Cake.
Yes, I know all about them.
But I think that I want you to come with me to a class because it's actually really cool because it shows you how to make the truffles. They had it was like a really fun experience. I enjoyed it. And then he was mixing it and he's used their special Belgian chocolate. And it's not just here you go.
Let me go to the bulk bar.
You have to
get some
yes, but
shitty
you have
shit.
to temper the chocolate and there's certain things.
I know.
There's a lot of process. It's not like they're just melting chippets and putting it here and being like, here you go, pay me $20.
Kind
for
of
this.
feels like that.
It's
kind
not.
of feels like
and
that.
you can have all these different flavors in the truffles. It's there's a lot of cool things that you can do. And
Okay.
I think that would be a fun experience. And if we do that and then you hate it, then I will never talk to you about hating chocolatiers again.
I think that's a lie. But you know what?
You know
we should
what?
all.
I think it's a fun.
we should all
that
do a
would be a
chocolate-
We
fun
should.
one experience, guys. We should do a chocolate course.
If any of our
Yes, we
fans
should.
come into Hamilton, we can do chocolate making with you. All right.
So
Shout
there you
out to Robin and
go. Robin lives very far
Oh, yeah,
away,
you're right,
so
she
I don't
does.
think
Okay.
she's going to come for this.
okay, and
but-
Gail, thank you for sending karaoke stuff. That's fun. Okay. Anyways,
so
let's
moving along.
move in
We're
back
getting
in.
closer to
Moving
the
back in. Okay.
Okay, so the next celebrity guest is John Taffer. Do you remember?
Do you know who that is?
Oh!
So have
I
you ever
don't
seen
either.
Bar?
Yes.
So he's the guy who comes in if you're
I
having
think.
a really shitty bar.
Yes.
It's kind of like he's like the Gordon Ramsay of bars.
Of bars. Yes.
So
You know
he'll
what?
come
Okay,
in and be
I
like,
didn't know his
what
name,
is this?
but
And
I
then
have
he's like,
seen that.
here's some new specialty drink. We paint this place, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay. You're right.
So that's
you're
what
right.
he's doing.
Okay.
So he actually wants Nick to be on an episode of Bar Rescue. And I guess he's talked to Nick about this before. And he was talking about in Key West. So does Nick still own a bar?
Nick, owns Key West. He
In
owns
Key
property
West.
in Key West. Remember? He talked
But
about
does
it.
he
Yeah.
have a bar?
He wanted to open a bar in Key West, but he never did.
Okay, so he was talking about, you and Lauren, let's come, we'll do this thing. So it sounded like they have something in the works in maybe February or something that I don't know.
It
when.
did
Is
sound
Now
like
the
that.
time bar?
So-
No, he was just saying, Nick, I don't think they had an agreement. I think this guy's just shooting a new season of his show.
And then maybe wants them to be like the taste test. You know how they have the people who come in and test the new things.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
So it kind of sounded like he wants him. to
Oh,
do-
I thought he wanted him to be the people who go in and scout the thing ahead of time and are the mystery guests.
But also people would
How could-
know who
yeah.
Nick is.
Hello.
How's
How
he
you
gonna do? Put on a
mystery?
fake mustache?
I don't know. I don't know how the shit works.
But yeah, but that would be fun and it would be cool to see that.
Maybe they would just be excited that Nick Carter's there and then try to put out their best shit. And then he'd be like, this is still trash. And then
Sure.
John Taffer comes in and goes, hi, I'm here to save your bar because Nick Carter said it was trash.
There you go. But
Alright.
he doesn't
Maybe.
have the best luck in Florida and bars and not getting arrested.
Wait, why does it have to be in Florida?
Because he said
Key
Florida.
West.
I could have sworn he said Florida.
Key West
Maybe
is
I
in
was
Florida,
crazy.
my guy.
Did he say Tampa?
Maybe.
Florida?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I
Anyways.
missed the Florida part.
I thought Florida was mentioned at some point, but I could be crazy.
didn't
I
watch
don't
it.
know.
I don't know. I don't remember.
And then John Taffer ended by saying that he was donating $2,000
Oh,
to the
okay.
cause.
And then
So
Nick was like, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good job.
So yeah, so it's nice. He's like, I gotta go. I'm giving you guys $2,000. So that was really
So I
nice.
wasn't crazy. Someone donated
Yes,
$2,000.
right.
Yes.
So then the next guest was Anthony Fuselli from Lightboxer.
That's AC,
How could I
AC
forget about
fitness
that?
guy.
So,
The AC fitness guy.
he is a fitness guy that Nick works out with.
Uh-huh.
So he has some sort of machine
Uh-huh.
that is like boxing, but lights show up and then you just punch the lights. You can get a discount by using Nick's. He didn't mention that in the thing, but he did this a couple weeks ago.
Affiliate links. Wow.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So he was on there. They
Apparently he
charged
does 4 workouts in a day.
Who does?
Nick.
don't know. But then this guy's like, you're making me hungry. You'll go eat whatever, blah, 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 and then work it off tomorrow or something. So anyways, so then at this point, then they're like, okay, so he left, and then they're like, okay, Nick's going to go do a sound check. So Billy was, because they were going to do some music.
Oh.
So now Billy's like, oh, I have another guest. While they're doing this sound check, who's the other guest?
Can I just say one thing about Billy? So Billy Harris was like, there's 1,000 people around the world from watching. So it went from 404 to thousands around the world.
Because we were looking at this. But now that I realized that he was doing Facebook Live,
yes,
maybe
that's why. Yes.
But
yes.
on Zoom, you can count how many screens there are.
Oh,
yes.
25.
You don't need to count. It said how many participants there were.
Did it? I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Wow, I took a very unnecessary route there. So.
Yeah. So this comment obviously was before we found out that Facebook was involved.
Yeah. But he was just like thousands of people around the world, and there were people from like Japan were watching it. Europe, so
wow,
was
okay,
all
that's cool.
Whatever. So then the next guest was the Grinch.
Oh my God, I love the Grinch. This guy was great.
I think he was in the Cure for the Kids kitchen because it looked like the same background. So he was just being like, "Whoa, I'm the Grinch." And Sophia, you want to talk about?
And then Billy Harris asked, "What do you think of the fandom wars, BSB versus NSYNC?" And he was like, "Obviously, everybody knows who I choose," and he obviously chose the Backstreet Boys.
So yes, he was just being like, "I'm the Grinch." Blah, blah, blah. Like,
okay.
So then they've cut to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick is there with a gentleman, which I did not get his name.
Patrick.
So Patrick is playing guitar, and there's like some kids sitting on the floor, and then Saoirse decides she's gonna go and sit on Nick's lap, and he's like, "Okay, well, this is what's happening."
Cute.
I guess they've never seen him perform. But then he's like in the house, and I was like, yeah, that's a very niche thing to do.
No, but she wouldn't have, and Pearl wouldn't have, is what he meant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone was like, Odin? And then he's like, well, Odin has, but not like in the house.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, so then she got bored and got off his lap. So then, so then he sang, surprisingly, a Backstreet Boys song that's Christmas related. So he did It's Christmas Time Again.
Yes, it sounded very good. I enjoyed that.
Then he got very emotional and was like wiping away tears. And then that went to White Christmas. I don't know why he was so emotional. I can't remember.
Wasn't he talking about Cure for the Kids? Possibly. And why he supported that?
Could have been, yeah. So then he did White Christmas, and then he did Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And at this point, Saoirse came back and was playing with the microphone and just grabbing it as he's singing, and he's like, okay. But it was just like, he's trying to be like, hey, it's great, but it was fine.
Everything is fine.
And then I think she got bored again and left. And then
then
he pulled out sleigh bells. He was going to use a tambourine, but Patrick said, no, bring sleigh bells. So then I'm thinking, oh, okay. When you hear sleigh bells, what song do you think?
Jingle Bells?
Nope. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
I guess.
I was like, okay. But I was just like, that's fine.
And then they closed that off with I Want It That Way.
Oh, that's cute.
Which is called now the Samsung song because he likes that. Because of the commercial?
For Samsung.
Oh.
I wrote Fish sang Everyone Knows. Oh, they were finishing with the song that everybody knows. And then that was I Want It That Way.
Yes.
Then the Blue Man Group came back.
With streamers.
And they had like those
was it streamers?
That are like toilet roll. So they had like a leaf blower. So it's like blowing and like streamers were like coming out. This is something we do in shows.
Oh my God.
Just picture a roll of toilet paper made of colorful, like a long string, and they're like, and then it was like going on to the crowd of kids and Nick
oh my God. And then Nick's like, we gotta clean that up.
They're like, who's cleaning this?
No.
And then it was pretty funny. And then of course, as you know, like when they say like I want it Toronto's way or whatever. So then he's saying I want it Blue Man's way. Is that how you finished?
I don't want it Blue Man's way. No
I
way.
want it Blue Man's way. And we're like, okay, that's fine. So then that was over, and then Lauren came with this giant check, and then Nick and Lauren donated $25,000.
Wow.
Sorry, that's when the toilet paper confetti came, was at that point.
Oh, okay.
So they were just dancing and being annoying during I Won.
That was quite funny though.
Yeah, so then so it was nice. $25,000 donation, all that
We could have
jazz.
just done the donation without any of this.
Well, but at
But
least
it's
we got
nice.
to enjoy these things.
We got a little
And
concert.
we got some more donations because of all the people who bought the tickets, and
Yeah,
then
so-
the other people. John Taffer gave two grand, so now
Yeah.
it's 27,000.
And then the person who gave 200.
Yeah, so they were encouraging other people to donate as well.
That's
so.
nice.
So yeah, so I think all in all, it ended up being a nice little evening. It was about an hour and 20 minutes ish.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought overall it was good. Something nice.
Yeah,
You know?
it's nice
Even
to
though
see it.
watching it, I was like, oh no, I miss concerts. But it was nice to hear him
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah, we miss Nick.
Yes, we do.
He's a cutie pie.
Yes.
We will see him again soon.
And we will see him again.
Yes.
It's true.
Hopefully, right?
Lay fingers crossed.
So what are you
But-
guys doing for Christmas? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, because next time we see you, Christmas will be over. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Merry
Wow.
Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Mm-hmm. From your team of at Boy Band Break.
We love you.
We
do.
love
Maybe-
you. Thank you so
Maybe-
much
maybe-
for
maybe-
listening.
Oh
I think
yes,
it's this, isn't it? This?
it's like this.
It's this. You have to cross
What
it.
am I doing?
This is what the K-pop groups do. for love.
Oh, why can't I do
Am I
that?
doing it right?
Like
Is
this?
this it?
It's like finger and thumb.
Am I
Is that
doing
it?
it right?
Yeah,
What
it's
am I
like
doing?
that.
Your nice nails, by the way, Gorge.
Thanks.
Okay.
Ooh, sparkly.
Anyways, thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And a Happy New Year.